any ZVZ so far in 2015, but he is 2-0 overall, so he has shown some decent ZVZ in the last season. This guy is pretty much a Zerg prodigy these days. He's playing quite nicely. Artosis likes to call him one of the top 3 Zergs in the world. I would definitely agree with that right now.
He is definitely up there right now. He's showing some of the best Zerg play we have to offer out here in Korea. When Su dropped away, Sulky dropped away, he took up the reins. And here's one of the other top sort of Zerg players, not playing as well. Has the potential to be one of the ace players, though. Yeah,
I want to mention one hurtful fact towards ByuL. He did take that first loss, the first win that Terror ever got. And that was also a ZVZ here. He was playing a bit greedy, did not scout the aggressive build from Terror, and just kind of went down. ZVZ is that kind of matchup, of course.
That'll be a stain he'll never be able to wash out, unfortunately, but we can try and forget it.
I mean, if he beats Dark here, it's pretty much forgotten, man, at least in my mind.
Well, it was a build order win, so I mean, you can just throw it at that and be done with it.
Well, guys, we're going to jump into game number 3 here. It's going to be Dark from SK Telecom T1 versus ByuL from CJhellovision. Down here in the south in the red for SK Telecom T1, he is Dark.
And up here in the top right, we do have the CJhellovision player ByuL. And how aggressive are these players going to play? This map, known for a lot of aggression, known for 9-10 pulls, but past that, it just about always goes to Ling Bane. Because of how open that natural is, it really... It leaves you quite vulnerable if you try and go past that. If you try to do something crazy like go for a gasless build, or if you go for straight into roaches perhaps, it doesn't really work out on this map. And no doubt the third base is quite far away from the natural, as we know all too well on this map, which means you got to have a pretty strong 2-base going. You got to have something that's going to keep you alive and be able to defend pretty effectively.
So what you would expect so far is just like going into Lings and then building that Baneling nest kind of just safely. Of course, players can put on the aggression if the other player is kind of going greedy and not going for that kind of build with that open natural. And then, of course, just stabilizing on 2 bases, possibly going into roaches, and then maybe a little bit later on going into a third base.
Generally, that would be probably the safest way to play things. Both players seem to be going towards that direction. I wonder if either of them is going to be going for that 15 pool, or both for the Gentleman's Agreement 15 hatch. And it is going to be the Gentleman's Agreement, so we are going to see a nice, clean game. Something we have not seen in a while, Valdez. Usually we are seeing one player get that build order advantage.
Especially with Shine coming out yesterday against
Rogue. Dirty play, man, I'll tell you that much.
Well, we do have one advantage coming out here so far in this game, actually, in the fact that ByuL actually sends his Overlord in the correct direction. So he's going to see that the hatch is coming down here first for Dark, whereas Dark will not know just yet.
He won't know, but still, it hasn't swayed Dark's build order. He's still going for that 16 gas, 15 pool. He wants that circling speed as fast as possible so he can get out in the map, apply pressure, take map control. Well, essentially both players are going to be doing that, so there's going to be a lot of Baneling fights, maybe Ling Bane fights. Depends if either player really wants to commit to it, or will they just simply transition from there and possibly go mutas, possibly go into those roaches.
You guys see their ByuL in English actually written with a star next to it. That is, of course, what ByuL's name means in English. It means star. And ByuL hoping to become a star one day. He's already quite a star out here in Korea. A lot of fans over at CJhellovision now.
Yeah, well, he is definitely more of a star on Incredible Miracle. He really shone there a lot more because of how bad the other players were playing, more than anything else, I guess.
But that's not the reason. That's not the way I would want to be a star, at least, man.
Well, it makes you feel good that you're the guy, like, still lifting for your team, essentially.
I guess so, yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, I'm the one guy that you can count on when everything else is going wrong. But, anyway, besides that, we are seeing no Zergling speed just yet for ByuL. Not yet.
He's letting one drone into that gas still.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of a standard thing to leave one in. I mean, you pull 2 out, and you usually have 16 mining minerals, so you leave 1 on the gas for now. And we are seeing absolutely no gas being mined from Dark. So next step here is seeing how many Zerglings are being made from each player. If we're going to see... I think we're just going to see a very fast lair from ByuL soon. Maybe after these extra queens have finished making. So you did get 2 creep queens that are going to help out in kind of defending against any sort of early play from the Speedlings. And it's going to help him get creep to that sort of ramp so he can wall off if he needs to.
Oh, look at this. Straight out of Dark right now. 18 Zerglings being made, whereas 9 drones coming in here from ByuL.
See, this is exactly the thing that I worry about when I see what ByuL is doing. He's kind of avoiding everything and going for a greedy play that's going to be into roaches. And he's foregoing any sort of Speedling.
Oh, he's seen it.
Oh, he saw everything, but is it actually going to be enough? Does he have larvae to make enough Zerglings?
He needs to make a wall as well.
Yeah.
Possibly block at the front with his queens. He's trying to desperately get that wall up right now.
He's going to have it, I think.
The buildings won't be complete. They won't have a ton of health, but still, it's going to be enough of a wall here, I think.
Maybe. The Spine Crawler is seconds away from finishing as well. That is not much surface area for the Lings, and I think ByuL might just be okay. Ooh, it's going to be close. He's going to have to stop the Lings getting in, and he does.
He does for now. The Spine Crawler's out as well, and Dark is going to be forced back.
Wow.
This aggression doing absolutely nothing besides 1 queen going down. And I guess forcing some buildings out. But, of course, back at the base of ByuL, he was making 9 drones while that attack was coming. So he's got to be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, that is a very good win for him. And the drone count is still about even currently. So no real advantage from ByuL despite a lot of Lings invested in. We are seeing the transition from Dark, and Dark is going to be going to roaches himself. Not committing to 4 gases. No third base yet. He's going to have one now. So he's going to maintain that sort of advantage you get from going early Speedlings against no Speedlings, is where you have map control to the point where you can take a very greedy third base without really any worry of an attack coming anytime soon.
Yeah, and we see him put it down even in the face of the Overlord. He knows right now, like you were saying, he does have that map control. We do see Dark sees the 2 Evo Chambers at the front that are going to be getting +1/+1 here for the roaches, so he knows that this double upgrade is coming out here for ByuL, whereas back at home for himself, he's only getting the +1 here. How do you feel about that, Lid?
It could come into play a little bit later, but because both range attacks are synced up, we aren't going to see too much of a disadvantage for Dark. What Dark's going to make up for in maybe a lack of carapace is simply numbers, because he's going to have a better economy, he's going to have better production, and I don't think we're going to see ByuL commit too much to an attack, though we are seeing him make a lot of roaches, and now he is finally making that third hatchery, but everything is out of position, and I think it will actually get cancelled, which is going to send him behind even further.
Yep, this is what you can do with the Speedlings. They're going to come in here and cancel that.
Ooh.
Looks like they won't get the drone, unfortunately, so I can go right back and start remaking that, but just getting that cancel is more important here.
It is important. Very important. And how many drones are we going to see on this third base in this early game? None just yet. I think Dark is very scared of sort of a roach attack coming his way sometime soon. Oh, Ling's looking for something. Yeah, he's worried about what can happen because there's going to be that upgrade advantage at the very least for ByuL. And we are seeing a lot of roaches move across the map from Dark. And Dark is going to be droning behind this, so he's applying pressure, forcing out more roaches that ByuL does not want to make.
Yeah. He's looking to put on the pressure right when that +1 hits here. But ByuL back at his base, he's got the reinforcements, he's got the queens, he's also got a spine crawler from that early attack, so should be just fine against this.
Yeah, and he has snuck in 13 drones behind that simple push across the map. And now from here, he just needs to go back into roach production, and he should be maintaining a great advantage, especially in economy. We do see a very early +2 upgrade coming in from ByuL as well. Still a long way away, but it will be finished by the time +2 for Dark has been done as well. So the upgrades going to be pretty big in favor of ByuL, but I think it's going to come down to numbers more than anything else, and the kind of positioning that these players fight in.
What do you think the reason is for him actually going for armor +2 before the attack +2?
I don't think there's any reason. I think he's simply forgotten to make the +2 range because he has more than enough gas to do so. So this is actually a mistake we're seeing. A pretty big one at that, actually.
Okay.
You need +2 range attack in roach fights. It's kind of like the thing you want more than anything else in the game.
And at the same time, he's getting burrow and burrow movement for his roaches.
Yeah, this is a pretty uncharacteristic mistake from ByuL, just playing in under a lot of pressure. And now he has forgotten +2 range, and there it goes.
We see him kind of lick his lips, maybe a sign of being stressed out from forgetting that there.
Yeah, it's a nasty mistake to make. Luckily, he realized, not too late. He's going to be about, let's have a look here. He's going to be, I think he'd be about 30 seconds behind, maybe 40 in his upgrade. So there's going to be a window there where he will be at a bit of a disadvantage, but still. Could have been worse.
Definitely could have been. We saw some nice changelings coming out of Dark. One actually going to the third base, checking saturation, seeing exactly where ByuL is in terms of his economy. One also going towards the ramp between the main and the natural, maybe trying to see possible techs in the future or some units coming out of larva from those 2 bases. So nice position on that as well. But we do have the burrow and burrow movement about to finish up here from ByuL, as well as that +2 to armor. Maybe looking to put on some pressure.
Yeah, and just looking at exactly where the Overseers are for Dark, he has one near the ramp to his natural, which is very important. Actually the most important thing to be having detected, but nothing around the third base. And now we are going to see ByuL kind of move across the map and apply some pressure. And he's going to try and force these roaches out of position, force them to kind of posture up against the big roach force. The Dark is on point, and he's seen everything.
Yeah, he's got a couple of Overseers now with that army, as he did realize what you were saying. And a really nice goop there onto the +1 armor of Dark by ByuL. So he will delay that there, but he didn't quite catch that timing. Not going to go in for the attack before that gets done here. So the +1 is going to finish up regardless. And Dark starts a bit of a later burrow and burrow movement here for his roaches.
Yeah, so we're just going to have a big, juicy roach war. It's kind of cool.
I know you like this Moonblade.
Yeah, man, this is the most fun stuff. Seeing ByuL, get kind of pushed away. Not finding anything so far. Neither players really doing anything. Just a couple of comfortable 4th bases behind this pressure on the map.
We do see an extra macro hats for ByuL on the main base, so he will have a bit more larvae, I guess you can call them, coming in here a bit later on. And slightly bigger bang for ByuL as well. May come into importance a little bit later on as well. We do see ByuL trying to put on the pressure here, just oh so carefully. And at the same time, trying to burrow some roaches in at that 4th base, possibly put some damage onto drones that may transfer. So here we go. Might see an engagement.
This is going to be a good engagement. A really good engagement for Dark. I don't know why we see ByuL trying to take this. He's going to try and edge his way to the left, but still, that is a massive concave that he is fighting into. And he is clearing up the bottom side, so it was a little bit awkward for Dark. Is it going to be enough, though? I think the +2 armor is really helping out a lot.
Yeah, he's got the +2 attack as well. There we go. Really finishing him up here, actually. And Dark trying to get some reinforcements in here as well. Those 2 queens from ByuL getting a lot of transfuses down at the same time. And ByuL, after taking a advantageous little engagement there, just going to try to back off.
Yeah, very smartly so. The Remax from Dark was on the way, and that is something you just want to get out of. You want to take your advantage fight, do a lot of damage to the bank of what Dark had. Big chip in it. He's down about 1,000 minerals in his bank now. So, good kind of fight there. Very good fight.
Yeah, definitely. We do see now a Hydralisk Den coming in here for ByuL. Able to add some Hydras into the mix on his next Remax. Looking to go for another fight here.
Ooh, and he's taking a lot of hits on the right side, but he's getting a very nice sort of engagement on the lower left. He's actually doing damage to the hatchery as well. And I'm hard to say who exactly's got the edge here. Once again, the armies are really spread out.
Yeah, it's really close. You do see some reinforcements from ByuL coming from his base to the top, so he does win that top war, but all the roaches towards the hatchery do get cleaned up here. Extremely, extremely even. That spine crawler at the third base of Dark was helping out a little bit earlier on as well, so getting some extra damage done here. Yeah. It looks like just barely Dark is going to be able to push this back, but he does lose his 4th base.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a big hit.
Not sure exactly how that happened, actually.
Yeah, I think he just let it go for a little too long. There was maybe 4 roaches hitting on that for a while. And yeah, ByuL's army was pretty spread out, and there was that spine crawler taking a lot of damage from a lot of those roaches. So ByuL ended up losing that fight, but I mean, getting the 4th base is also massive, considering it's around that time where you want to have that 4th up, you want to have some drones kind of going there and starting to mine. And this Hydra transition we are seeing ByuL kind of get ready for is so important. If Dark doesn't see this coming and enough Hydras get out, and then ByuL can take a comfortable fight, he will be so cost efficient against it. It'll just get so much harder for Dark to ever fight the army again.
Yep, positioning also very important here. We do see 3 roaches harassing at that natural at the same time, but it looks like an engagement ByuL is trying to take here.
Yeah, this is the perfect amount of Hydras to really change the fight as well. As long as they remain in the back, they're going to do so much damage.
Dark trying to push forward and possibly get some damage onto those Hydras, but nice protection here from ByuL's roaches at the same time, and ByuL is going to win this fight, actually pretty easily.
He's going to win this fight so easily, and from here he can take down the 3rd base and nearly seal out the game. I don't know what is left that Dark can do. He's simply only making roaches. He has no other tech at this point, not even banelings to really help out against this.
Oh man, has ByuL done it? We do see some harassment going down at the natural in the 4th, but it's going to be cleaned up, and ByuL just has a huge army at this point compared to Dark's.
55 supply lead. And every fight that Dark takes from here, he's going to be at a disadvantage regardless of the concave, because there's so many Hydras in the mix. So long as they have a buffer and they're spitting a lot of damage, they're just going to win these fights.
Yeah, some drones coming into the mix now, but he's already lost 16. We do see the supplies hugely in advantage from ByuL, and GG! Dark goes down, going against all the casters here and their predictions. 6-0 there for Dark, but ByuL able to actually take that win.
Very strong game from ByuL, and yes, you're taking some great positions in his fight. His extra upgrades in his armor helped out a lot in those big roach battles. And yeah, overall, finding the time to transition into Hydras and then taking such a great fight. I mean, doing a bit of a ceremony, I guess you could call that. Pretending to punch something.
Yeah, man.
Like,
he did the next slice before, and he was like, get out of here, get out of here.
Yeah.
So, wow, okay, this puts CJ in a great position to possibly win this game. We're going to go into game number 4 after this. It's going to be Dream versus ByuL in a TVT. Dark, unfortunately, will go down against all of our predictions.
Yeah, a bit of a nasty loss. Just not finding enough. I mean, that Zergling Scout from ByuL really saved his life. Because if he did not have the SimCity in place to block off those Zerglings, he would have just lost the game.